and I got encouragement from Al Francis, and I haven't spoken to Boss RSA, but I've been told he's okay with everything. So, and we just sat down and he basically interviewed me. What kind of program do you envision? How do you see this all happening? And I gave him my ideas, and I don't know who else he spoke to, but he came back around to me and said, yeah, let's work with your vision. So that's basically where we stand.
Coach, the SDP stressed the 4-year cycle, so are you confident that you're going to stick with this team with your vision for the next 4 years with Gilas?
That's the plan. I mean, I think that's one thing that we've always talked about in terms of Gilas, the national team, is that we don't have a sure level of continuity. Just back in the 90s, it was Sonny coached for, and then 4 years later it was me, and then Norman, and then after Norman it was me, and after me it was Yang, and after Yang it was Chad, and I mean it's just been one thing after another, and so we're hoping that we can use the windows that we have to grow the team. That's the idea. They're an experienced group. They play at a really high level. We're not going to ask for a lot of lengthy preparation time. We feel like each window will prepare us for the next window, which will prepare us for the next window. And the idea is over 3 or 4 years, we should doing all these windows together and keeping the continuity going and having the same system, the same players. They get to know each other better and better and better, that they'll reach their full potential after 3 or 4 years. So it's not like we're doing this with a bunch of young players. I mean, these are pros that, except for Kevin, but these are pros that are ready to play now. They're going to be at the highest level right now, and they'll just get better and better. That's the idea.
You're also coaching the team in the audio team, right? You're qualifying.
Yes, that's the plan. That will be our second window.
What's the plan for that? Are you planning to just a developmental thing, or do you want to also qualify?
No, but this team is going to stay together through every window. We play Southeast Asian games. We expect to play this team in Southeast Asian games. So when we play Asian games, we play World Cup qualifiers. We play FIBA Cup qualifiers. As we're saying, we want to keep this team intact because every time we play, we either will grow from either the success or the failure that we have. It's kind of like a PBA team. I mean, you think about it, it's a PBA team, or NBA team, or a B-League team, any kind of basketball team where, you keep a team together as much as you can, and you try to get it to learn through its failures and successes. Eventually you'll grow it. You have to make a tweak here or there. Ideally, it'll be the same 12 guys for 4 years, but that's kind of unrealistic. You guys get older, guys get injured, so there will be some tweaks along the way. But the idea is to keep an intact core that understands a system that's not going to be, varying all the time. If we change, we have to start from zero every time we change. To change the players, change the coach, you always got to start from zero. So the idea is that we use this first window with Hong Kong and Taiwan. We use our preparation time in that window to get to a certain level, and then bring that level into the OQT, and then be able to play, Latvia and Georgia, and improve from there. And then use that to go into the next one, which will be, I guess, New Zealand and Hong Kong here at home. And every time we play, we expect to be better. We expect to get better. And that's how you do it with a regular basketball team. But if you need to tweak it here or there with personnel changes, then you do that. Just like a coach, if I need to tweak the system a little bit, then I'll make a tweak to the system as we go. But the foundation will be there. The foundational players will be there, and the foundation of the system will be there. Does that make sense? that's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to make this a team and then grow it and get better and better and better and then hopefully reach our potential sometime around year 3 or year 4 and we're qualifying for the Olympics through the World Cup. That's the goal.
Coach, there won't be any like Team B or Team C or something?
No.
Coach,
We're just going with 12 guys and we'll go with them. Like right now, AJ Edu is injured and he can't play in the first window. But at this point, we'll go with 11 until AJ can get, because we want him to be part of it. And he'll be available in April, which means he'll be available in the second window. So that's kind of the way we did it. We didn't want to put a big pool together that takes more time. You know, the PBA and the leagues and UAAP and NCAA, they don't want to stop their league for a month or 2 or 3 months for us to prepare. If that's the case, if we're going to try doing that, there's always going to be resistance from them to lend their players. If we can prove that we can do it with a short preparation time, a shorter preparation time that is cumulative over time, then the stakeholders are going to say, oh yeah, we see that. You know, we can bend our league around 7 days of prep, or 10 days of prep, or whatever. Right now, we've asked for 7 days of preparation for the first window. Only 7 days, and we're asking for 10 days in the OQT.
Coach, who's making up your staff?
Huh?
Your coaching staff?
That's still developing. We're hoping it's pretty much the same one went to the Asian Games, but you know we haven't firmed anything up. The only one that's firm is Richard Del Rosario, and he's acting as team manager, and he'll be my assistant as well. So he's going to be really busy. But he'll be the busiest guy in the team. He likes that. He really enjoys that. So I'm not fearful of that. But right now he's acting as team manager. When the game starts, he'll act as assistant coach.
How about balancing Gilas and Gilas?
Well, that's always going to be a really hard one. Oi, Jude, long time no see. I hate you. Yeah, he was awesome in the series. Just too many weapons. We couldn't cover him and Benny and Marshall and CJ and but I'm sorry, you're
balancing Ginebra.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. Thinking about Ginebra and then coming back to the national team. That's going to be difficult, but basically, if you put all the days together that we will be working with the national team, it comes down to about 30-35 days of the year. I mean, you know, I'm just going to have to learn how to turn my brain on and off. I'm not a guy that can delegates. I'm not a guy that juggles a lot of things. My mind doesn't work. I'm a guy with blinders. I have a project, I do that, and that's all I can do. I can't multitask. I need that to my wife. My wife does have multitasking. So I'm not very good at that. So this is something I'm going to have to do and close my mind and do this and close my mind again and do that. Because I'm not going to be able to juggle both. But that was the big question, and that's something that we talked to with Coach Al Francis and boss RSA. The idea that you know, we are going to try to do both things. It's not going to be easy. Yeah, it's the same group that I mentioned earlier. Again, we're going to stay with 12 people the whole time, 12 players, hopefully through the 4 years. And that the only thing I think that will, you know, as long as these guys continue, you know, are work hard and are good teammates, they'll be part of it for the whole 4 years. And that's really the challenge for them. We're not going to treat this team as an all-star team. That's one of the things that we have made very clear. This is not an all-star team. This is a national team, and we're going to treat it like a team. We're not going to try to showcase different people's skills and things like that. We're all going to try to blend in and be the best team that we can be. And I'm not going to treat them like all-stars. I mean, if they mess up, I'm going to get on them. It's not going to be everybody playing the same amount of minutes. Sometimes guys won't play, and even though they're stars, they'll have to just be one of the guys. That's the way we're going to approach it, and that's what we talked about today in our meeting with them. Is that this is not going to be an all-star team. This is going to be a national team, and you can't treat it like an all-star team.
Think they embrace the concept like this?
I think we've got really good embracing from not only the players but from the SBP as well and the stakeholders. It seemed like the stakeholders were pleased at the way we tried to present it, and by stakeholders I mean the PBA, the UAAP, the NCAA. These are the players we're trying to get. So they're on board. And that's the whole idea. We're trying to get a comprehensive program in which can help everybody and not disrupt anybody. We're trying not to disrupt all the leagues out there. And it's going to be harder doing it this way, but I think it's be easier to pull together than like this way.